Greetings from the Erie Coast. This is Mad Chad. We're going to talk about today one ass to risk. That's how many lives you have at your disposal to give to whatever cause that you think is worthy. One ass to risk. Interesting little saying there. Obviously, one ass to risk. Yeah, clever. But it was started by a sergeant in the LAPD SWAT years and years ago, and it was in. He had a very bold officer that wanted to run and take this guy out in a barricaded building, and the sergeant was like, "Don't get shot today. You only got one ass to risk. Got to be smart." Such is the way with being bold and crazy. Such is the way of the youth, right? Youth and vigor. I've been there. I've been there. I still kind of have that tendency, but I have learned that old age and treachery is a good thing too. Will always overcome youth and vigor. So if there's a way to not risk, not putting your ass out there to get shot, yeah, do it. Really, seriously. Because once you get shot, that's it, you're done. Especially for that moment. Unless you're badass and wherewithal and you're lucky enough not to get shot somewhere where it's not that important to you. Then you can carry on with the fight. But being a glutton for punishment, same thing. But there is a fine line, yes. Know what you guys are going to say. What about going and doing the right thing and sacrificing yourself for the cause? There's the question: what worthy cause is there where you have to risk your life in such a manner? Being a young Marine, I walked in there with delusions of grandeur that I'm going to storm the machine gun nest as I had seen in movies of yore. Throw a grenade in there or something, and boom, I'm the fucking hero. What they don't tell you is that the bodies in front of that machine gun nest are all the other people that tried. So if you have to be able to think and be serpentitious in a way, advantageous in your movements, in your actions. And guard yourself against unnecessary loss of life or limb. But there are times when you have to do that, when there's no other option. Right. That's it. The chips are down, and they have fallen where they may, and you're left with only one of two options, none of which look good. So you go with option one. That's risk your ass, risk your life. Oh well. Is it worth the reward? That's the question you have to ask yourself. The hive mind of any kind of group or team is to, mission accomplishment. That's number one. And then troop welfare. That's number two. All right. Standing law, standing order is protect yourself at all times. From yourself, the enemy, and others around you, your friendlies, because they can fuck up too, We've seen that. I've seen that. I think I've seen... yeah, well, I can say that. I've seen a lot of people die because of friends. And that's a bad thing. If you don't want to be that guy that accidentally shoots your friend. Oops, sorry. Your teammate. You don't want to do that. But you have to understand that you only have one ass to risk. That's the thing, isn't it? And in any kind of group team, the lowest on the totem pole is the canary, is the cannon fodder, is the exploratory, the expendable. You get that good private or that good lance corporal, and you put him on point as you're patrolling. He gets popped first. The rest of your element is okay, and now they know that somebody's out there. So, same thing with testing. We would do NBC testing. If you're operating in a non-permissive environment, and you're in MOP level 4. I don't know what they call it now. Hazmat suits, and you tell the lowest guy on the totem pole, "Hey, you, pop your mask. See if it's clear for us to breathe." And then you sit there and watch him. Okay. All right, he looks good. Okay. Keep watching him. Oh, no, he's convulsing. Yep. Keep your mask on. Sorry, dude. Yeah. Do you really want to be that guy? Will you have a choice? But especially in this day and age, when things are getting a little spicy, or there's the threat of spiciness, and Twinkies are everywhere. It's like watching the chessboard move and move and move, but yet nothing is being done yet. It's that uneasy maneuvering, if you will, that happens. And you have to think, that's it. It's the threat of loss of life or limb. Those in charge have that harsh reality of sending people to their death, possibly. That's hard. That's hard. They don't have one ass to the risk. They have several. In preparation for this video, I was looking through, because I know I've been quoting the one asterisk for a long time, and yeah, there's also one called two asterisk, that deals with the canine, because your canine, you think about it, I have a canine, I have a dog. She too is risking her life and limb for me and for herself. We all know fierce loyalty in dogs and canines is amazing, and they will throw themselves in front of you to meet that threat with total disregard of their own safety. And it's sad. It is sad that we know that that's what's going to happen, is they're going to get popped. That's something that you have to watch and fight and carry on, and alleviate that threat. Or it just happens. There's no threat to alleviate. No Twinkies to get. They've done it from long, far away distance and whatever. So, seen that happen. Dude we were hunting. Out of nowhere, his dog gets shot right in front of him. He's like, damn, what the fuck? Somebody far, far away shot his dog. Yeah, anyway. The stories of Tennessee. But you have to think about that. What are you willing? What is your... Are you willing to just throw your life away for a cause, for a reason? I would, and I have, put myself in harm's way for some cause, some person, some animal. Just because. Sometimes that boldness stops them in their tracks. What? I found that to be very true in the prison when I worked. A lot of, especially the criminal element, they're used to finding a way to circumvent that forwardness, unless they have, overwhelming envelopment and strength. Big strong man against a little old lady, that kind of thing. Or you're all alone in your house, and it's for the ladies. You're all alone in the house, and the door is unlocked. You got the screen on, and boom, in comes crashing this monster of a man, and he's faster, stronger, quicker. We all know what the what the equalizer is, but that shock and awe can be used against you, and they are putting their ass on the line to do that. It's a hell of a risk, and a lot of them do get shot. So they don't tell you those statistics of how many criminals were shot in the line of doing something stupid by law-abiding citizens with guns. But they only had one ass to risk, and they were bold enough and thought they could, intimidate and get that jump on that target, and they paid dearly. So if faced with, I guess it's situation dictates, If you're in line and you're facing a horde of Twinkies, a Twinkie-rich environment, and you're trying to get Twinkies under cover. They're coming, just keep coming. They're trying to advance and envelop, and what do? You don't go straight out to meet them. No, that's suicide. What do? You take cover and you fight and you take those Twinkies down. And you try to be smart about it. Don't expose yourself. Those who get exposed, head diddy bopping over the cover, they get popped. So you think about that too. You go forward into your bold and courageous, rah, I'm going to take them all out, and you go down, but you're not dead yet. Now you've got at least one or two folks that now have to risk their ass to get you. So, or they could just say fuck it and let them bleed. You know, can't get you right now, man. We only have one ass to risk. So having that team, that community at MAG, you know, that group, you need to think about that. You know, you need to think about that. Warfare is different now. Long gone are the days where a juggernaut berserker could stand on a bridge and take down a whole army. You know, well, they just film. You know, it's not hand to hand anymore. It's point and shoot. Yeah, hand to hand is definitely a viable option when that arises. But being able to move and shoot has changed everything. It's changed everything. Now, running and hiding and taking that shot is a more viable tactic than standing your ground and assaulting forward. You know, which can you be used? You know, that's the thing. I remember the training when faced with an ambush. Remember that L shape? When faced with an ambush and you're out in the open, there's only one option. That's to turn into the fire itself and assault through. That's your only option. To get out of the kill box, you got to get to those who are laying down the fire upon you. That's harsh. That is. And you know, you can't lay down. You can't take cover. There's no cover. Cover is not provided. Your cover is their cover. And you got to take those Twinkies. So there are times when I foresee that, yeah, and that's what you got to think about is, you know, you're not John Wick. And if you notice the movie, John Wick gets shot a lot. There's a lot of times he should have succumbed to his wounds. But, I don't know, he just doesn't have any blood in him or something. I don't know. Or he has extra blood, and he just continues to bleed out. You know. Even if you get shot in the arm, you're bleeding. You slap a tourniquet on. You know, you've lost blood. You're going to start going downhill. You know. So now you got to rethink your strategy. You know, you're not superhuman. Even if you are, you can be brought down real quick. Real quick. And you got to be smart. You got to be smart. Because you only have one ass to risk. Now, using overwhelming force and superior firepower, that's the way to go to win. But I don't want to be that one guy that says, okay, I'll sacrifice it all just to get a minor victory. That's not smart. That's not good. That's not smart warfighting. Not at all. You know, if I can achieve victory with superior firepower and violence of action, yeah, that's all. That's usually, you know, number one. But you got to have that part of your mind that assesses the situation and go, and take cover. maneuver, reposition, and then return fire. Take cover, take aim, take over. That kind of thing. But sometimes the only option is to risk. One has to risk. Sometimes that's it. Even in the Marines, we you think, oh yeah, they're bloodthirsty cannibals out there, and they're just gonna run down the battlefield. And just, no. It's it's a little different. A little different when things start popping off. You can't get low enough. And yeah, there's times when you got to move. In that lead saturated air environment, high velocity projectiles everywhere. So you just got to be smart about it. Limit your exposure and take cover and maneuver. So that is risky. That is risky, but necessary to be able to. But if you have enough people, you can do that. You can maneuver. You can draw aggro from one position so that you can send another around. And get a better position, get a better beat on him, get him dialed in. So there's ways and means about it. Or if you're bunkered in and you're working you're eating the pie, trying to get those Twinkies, pieing off the corners and taking Twinkies of opportunity that present themselves. And you'll see them, little elbow sticking out, little foot, maybe the top of a head, just the very, very top. You'll see that, and you'll think, all right, this guy. Or the one that just stands up and just starts coming running at you, throwing lead. Well, guess what? Usually gets popped. Usually those suicide tactics don't last long. They don't do well. So think about that. And we would all like to think that we would be courageous and victorious in battle as one person. But, if you are just one person defending your land, defending your property, defending the ones that you love, you're not fighting the enemy in front of you. You're not fighting because of the enemy in front of you. You're fighting for the people behind you. And they're counting on you to make the right decision. You only have one ass to risk. All right? They're counting on you. So don't lay down your life unnecessarily. So, it's been Matt Chad. Encouraging you all to train. Continue to train, continue to prep. And remember, it's a mad world out there. And you only have one ass to risk.